Two Sabah Assembly persons and a business person have pleaded not guilty to graft charges tied to mineral licenses. As media scrutiny intensifies, the accused say they've been unfairly targeted, while the business person Albert Tei vows he's not backing down. Meanwhile, another two representatives have denied their involvement. This was in response to a Malaysia Kini report that 6 more politicians had been implicated in the scandal. Stay tuned for more. Two Sabah Assembly persons and a business person have pleaded not guilty to corruption charges. The allegations involve bribes linked to mineral prospecting licenses. All three pleaded not guilty before Sessions Court Judge Jason Juga this morning. The Assembly persons were State Assistant Minister and Tanjung Batu Assembly person Andi Suryady Bandy and Sindumin Assembly person Yusof Yacob. Andi was charged with receiving a 150,000 ringgit bribe from businessperson Tei Cheng, also known as Albert Tei, as an inducement to facilitate a prospecting license application for mineral exploration in Sabah. The alleged offence took place on May 12, 2023 at Andi's residence in Kota Kinabalu. Yusof, who is also Khazanah Sabah chairperson, was charged with receiving 200,000 ringgit in cash from Tei. The alleged offence took place at a hotel in Kota Kinabalu at 2 p.m. on March 6, 2023. Meanwhile, Tei, a business person from Selangor and the whistleblower in the case, was charged with 2 counts of offering bribes to the assembly persons. The court granted bail of 50,000 ringgit each to the assembly persons, with 10,000 ringgit to be deposited and local sureties required. Tei was granted bail of 60,000 ringgit for both charges, with 15,000 to be deposited today and also local sureties. The court set August 5, 2025 for pre-trial case management. When met after the case, Albert said he has been cooperating with the MACC since October and lamented that the lengthy process, as well as the decision to charge him together with those who took bribes, appeared to be aimed at wearing him down. He also lamented that despite all the evidence he submitted, only 2 people were charged.
Okay, hari ini saya telah dituduh. Jadi saya ingin menanya, ikan bilis telah ditangkap, dituduh. Bagaimana dengan jerung-jerung yang tertinggal tu? 2 orang saja dituduh. Bagaimana dengan 7 orang lagi? Saya bagi tahu semua, saya tidak berasa takut langsung terhadap tuduhan di mahkamah. Saya akan menuntutkan keadilannya di mahkamah. Jangan mereka cuba fikir pakai ini cara untuk tekan saya. Ya, tuduh 2 orang saya jamin hari ini. Besok lagi tuduh 1-2 orang saya jamin lagi. Jadi mereka untuk beratur untuk dituduh. Saya sentiasa kena datang sini untuk dijamin lagi. Betulkah tindakan mereka ni? Biarlah rakyat yang lihat apa perbuatan mereka. Saya tahu apa pemikiran mereka. Saya tahu mereka sentiasa fikir ingin menyukarkan saya, membebankan saya, okey, supaya mereka siasatan tidak dapat diteruskan. Saya akan tutup mulut. Okey, saya tahu apa pemikiran mereka sekarang. Jadi saya menyuruh seluruh rakyat Malaysia menjadi saksi hari ini. Jika saya mengalami sebarang musibah selepas ini, saya dibunuh ke, diculik ke, saya hilang secara tiba-tiba, cari 10 orang itu. Sebab saya tiada musuh dengan sesiapa selain 10 orang itu.
Meanwhile, the 2 Sabah Assembly persons told reporters that they have been unfairly portrayed in the media and said they would clear their names in court.
Saya ingin menegaskan dan yakin kami tidak bersalah dalam kes rasuah inilah. Okey, kita telah banyak dihumiliate dalam media dan melalui proses ini kami akan membersihkan nama kami melalui mahkamah.
So ini sebagai permulaan lah.
Ya, jadi kami yakin dengan sistem keadilan dan proses mahkamah di negara ini. Jadi sekarang saya dan BND istilahnya satu man or a person is innocent until proven guilty. Jadi kami tidak mau ini mengganggu kami dan kami fokus dengan tugas kami sebagai wakil rakyat untuk serve kawasan dan juga tugas-tugas yang lain. Jadi kami yakin bahawa kami dapat membersihkan nama kami melalui proses mahkamah ini. Jadi itu saya tidak mau komen.
Still on the Sabah scandal, Parti Solidarity Tanah Airku President Jeffrey Kitingan has denied allegations that he received 1.78 million ringgit in connection with the mining license corruption scandal. This came following a Malaysia Kini report on June 28th that 6 more Gabungan Rakyat Sabah politicians had been implicated in the corruption scandal. Star Information Chief Anwar Gani Gilong said Kitingan asserts that the accusations are completely unfounded and represent a politically motivated attack designed to destabilize, demonize, and demolish the current Sabah government. He added that Kitingan had said that he has never, ever received any funds related to the mining applications or any alleged scandal. According to Anwar, Kitingan said the accusations are a deliberate fabrication orchestrated by desperate political actors seeking to exert undue influence on Sabah politics, a tactic historically employed since the 1960s. Anwar added that Star has never applied for any mining licenses and denies any involvement in mining activities. He said as proponents of the Nature Conservation Agreement, the party maintains that mining is inherently incompatible with its conservation principles. He also said that both Kitingan and other Star members has cooperated fully with the MACC in investigations related to the mining license scandal. Kitingan also noted that previous statements made by the whistleblower have exonerated both Star and PBS of any wrongdoing or receipt of corrupt funds. Citing Malaysia Kini's report, Anwar said Kitingan had warned legal action against what was termed as irresponsible and damaging reporting. Anwar said they anticipated that similar libelous and false accusations were likely to intensify ahead of the next Sabah election. Sabah Minister Jahid Jahim has also denied claims he received 150,000 ringgit in connection with the mining scandal. Jahid, who is also Deputy President of Parti Bersatu Sabah, said this in response to the Malaysia Kini article. In a statement, he denied the allegation by a source who implicated him and 5 other GRS lawmakers based on screenshots purportedly taken from video recordings. Jahid stressed that he was not involved in any mining scandal as claimed. He said he never received any funds related to the approval or issuance of mining licenses in Sabah. He added that as his ministry is not involved in processing such licenses. Jahid said, as the State Assembly person for the Tamparuli constituency, there have been no exploration licenses or any other mining-related licenses approved and or issued in his area. He also claimed that certain parties were engaging in reckless tactics by manipulating the media to create false narratives of corruption before any official investigations were conducted. Jahid said Malaysia Kini's report was misleading and accused it of jumping the gun before any legal process began. He added that he is also seeking legal advice on further actions to be taken following Malaysia Kini's report. If you like the stories we produce, consider supporting us by subscribing to Malaysia Kini. Click the link in the description below or scan the QR code on your screen to subscribe. PKR's Rafizi Ramli is urging Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim not to dismiss growing concern over Malaysia's top judicial appointments. In a statement today, he pointed out that the country will face a vacuum in more than half of the total federal court bench within the next 6 months. He said this will have a significant impact on the administration of justice in Malaysia. He said of the 7 judges who will be retiring, several already received a 6-month extension before this. He named the current Chief Judge of Malaya, Hasna Hashim, Chief Judge of Sabah and Sarawak, Abdul Rahman Sebli, and Federal Court Judges Zabaria Yusof and Hanipa Farikula. Therefore, Rafizi said he understood the views that it would be reasonable to extend the terms of Tengku Maimun and Abang Iskandar as was granted to the other retiring judges. He added that it is also a reasonable matter when taking into account the current situation, where the retirement of more than half of the federal court will slow down court cases. Rafizi added that the concerns about the judiciary were only deepened by perceived double standards in other appointments. He cited the 3-time extension of MACC Chief Azam Paki's term and how Deputy Inspector General of Police Ayub Khan Maidin Piche was not made the new Inspector General of Police. With this, he urged PKR and Pakatan Harapan, of which Anwar is the president and chairperson, respectively, to uphold their ideals in defending judicial independence or risk having the public turn on them. PKR Youth is urging the government to set a clear timeline for a political funding act. This came after Bersih said Putrajaya had no excuse to delay such legislation. In a statement yesterday, PKR Youth's Khairul Naim Rafidi said he believes the government is drafting a comprehensive, fair and enforceable law, not just a token gesture. With this, he proposed that the government consider announcing a clear and reasonable timeline for the tabling and implementation of the act. Meanwhile, Sabah PKR Youth Information Chief Nur Hilmi Milus said that if the government really wants to fight systemic corruption, it shouldn't delay political funding laws. Yesterday, Bersih Chairperson Faisal Aziz reminded the government that it has the power and the numbers to urgently enact a political financing act. In a series of postings on X, he said politicians love to talk about studying the Political Financing Act to appease the public and question when they implement it. He said this in response to Malaysia Kini's latest expose, revealing more Sabah politicians implicated in the mining license corruption scandal. The Attorney General's Chambers has filed a final appeal at the Federal Court on Syed Saddiq Syed Abdul Rahman's 1.12 million ringgit case. This came just a day after Syed Saddiq celebrated his victory at the Court of Appeal. The AGC stressed that this is a normal practice in the judicial system and that it does not reflect prejudice on any parties. We recently posted a poll on this, and here are the results. 30% of the voters think that it's a necessary step to ensure justice is served. However, the highest vote count comes at 59%, who said that it is a waste of time and resources if there is no solid evidence. Meanwhile, 8% think that it would depend on whether there is new evidence. A voter said that justice has already been served and the court's decision should be respected. Several voters said to just let the case go through the federal court. They said this would be the final court and Syed Saddiq can clear his name through the court system if he is innocent. What are your thoughts on this? Share your views in the comment section below. That is all from me today. For more stories, you can go to Kinitv.com. You can also follow us on Instagram, X, YouTube, and Facebook for the latest news updates. I'm Kimilia. Thanks for watching.